I am Sabina Tariq at a Foodie's Kitchen, and the recipe I'm sharing with you today is for spinach with chicken curry. In this recipe, I'm using baby chicken and I'm also using fresh spinach leaves. If you use the frozen spinach or the tin spinach, you're not going to be able to get the same results. And you can buy the fresh spinach leaves either from an Asian grocery store or your local supermarket. And I'll start the recipe with a list of ingredients. So I start the list by showing you the main ingredients, which is 2 to 3 bunches of fresh spinach leaves, which is roughly chopped and thoroughly washed. And I have one baby chicken, which is roughly 1 kg in weight. It's cut into curry chunks. You can use on the bone or boneless, it's entirely up to you. Cooking oil, turmeric powder, dried methi leaves, some ginger and garlic which is crushed. You can use the paste or the crushed ones. Some curry leaves, 1 or 2 chopped tomatoes, couple of onions which are peeled and cut, red chili powder, dried chili flakes, salt, kalonji seeds, cumin seeds, and I have some garnishing ingredients here which are knob of butter with some ground garam masala on top and couple of green chilies. So we start by cooking the spinach leaves. It's just a matter of blanching them for about 5 minutes. So I'm just adding it to the hot water and letting it cook for 5 minutes before I can drain the water. I'm going to drain the water. Now I've just added the cooked spinach leaves in the blender bowl. At this point, if you want your curry hot, what you can do is add 1 or 2 chopped green chilies in there. I'm just adding few pieces of it and the rest I'm keeping for garnishing. So going to blitz it for a few seconds only. So we start making the masala sauce by heating a little oil, cumin and the kalonji seeds and the curry leaves. And once they start to splutter or the leaves start to sizzle, I'm just adding the onions. So we need to lightly saute and color these onions for good 5 minutes. Now the onions have turned golden brown and they softened a bit. So we're ready to add the other ingredients. I'm using 2 teaspoons of ginger and garlic, half a teaspoon of turmeric, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon red chili powder, half a teaspoon of chili flakes, and the dried methi leaves, you can add them at this point or you can add them a bit later on when you're stir frying the sauce. So I'm just adding them like a tablespoon and just going to stir in the tomatoes. Now for this curry, we're not needing a very smooth sauce. So what we can do is just add a little water at a time and keep stir frying until all the tomatoes, they have dissolved and the onions have softened. So I'm just stir frying the sauce, adding a tiny bit of water when needed. I'm going to carry on doing it for a good 5 minutes at least before I can add the chicken. So our sauce is ready and the oil is separated from it, so I'm just adding the chicken. So I'm going to stir fry this chicken for a good 5 minutes by adding a little dash of water if needed, and once it's nicely combined with the sauce and colored and half cooked, then I'm adding the spinach leaves. Now our chicken is almost half cooked and I'm adding the spinach leaves to it. At this stage we don't need to add any water, just shift it to a small cooker on the low heat, and we can add the garnishing ingredients just now or we can add them a bit later on. It does not make a huge difference. So I'm going to transfer it to the small cooker and leaving it on low heat covered for a good 5 to 7 minutes. But it does need occasional stirring in between. Our curry is ready. The spinach has become quite condensed and the chicken is cooked through. So at this point I'll speak to you about a couple of optional ingredients. You can stir in 1 or 2 tablespoons of plain yogurt, set yogurt or Greek yogurt. Yogurt adds quite a luxurious flavor to this curry. You can also sprinkle some dill leaves on top. But avoid adding too many spices to this dish because it just kills the flavor. Spinach does not take too many spices, so that's why I'm not adding too many today. So we're just ready to serve. So this is our chicken and spinach curry, which I'm serving with freshly made chapatis. It's really nice with the plain rice or some freshly made naan.